There's my blueberry bushes. Good morning. Okay, let's talk about a couple things here. Okay, in the real world, zero is a placement value. It means nothing. It means there is nothing there. And we can all agree in mathematics, zero has necessarily no value. It holds a place. But let's say we take a problem of 10, or let's just say 1 times 0. Well, the answer is 0. We can all agree on that. That's the physical world. Let's take this apple. In the real world, 1 apple times 0 means there's no more apple. It's 0. Now you might think that's stupid, but that's how the world operates. But see, in the spirit, in the soul, there never is nothing. You see, this is a creation, just like you are. And the reason I bring that up is because, excuse me, a lot of people are out there that are in the New Age and spiritual community. They're looking for something. They're looking for something. But see, they never get filled. They never understand that placement. In other words, you are not a 0 times 0 or a 1 times 0. You are not 0. There is always something. See, mathematically, it's a placement. Now, when you add 0, again, to any number, 5 plus 0 is 5. 0 has no value. And this is what the spiritual and New Age community are trying to do. They're trying to fill that void of 0 with a real world thought, not an actual spiritual or soul position. Okay, you feel empty. You feel empty. You know, you are the 0 and you're trying to fill it. But no matter how much stuff you try and jam into it, it's still a 0. No matter how much galactics, no matter how much kundalini, no matter how much chakras you try and force into that 0, it's a 0 because it doesn't fill. I never really understood that. I mean, I was always searching. I didn't understand. Like most, I was looking for my purpose. What am I doing? I've been given these graces. What do I do with them? But let's take this for example. Okay, there's a tree. And that's my dormant tree. Hasn't come back. It hasn't come back yet. What is in between me and the tree? Okay, we could say air. Okay, air's in between me now. That's energy. Okay, but what I don't think we understand fully is, and this goes back to how I came back to God, is you see, there is nothing in between me and the tree. There is the Word. Okay, God's Word. That also means God's breath. So there is never an empty space. You walk within God's Word every single day, and no one gets it. You walk within the breath of God, and no one gets it. We're too busy trying to jam someone's bullshit, someone's thought, someone's thing down into it because we follow. We follow. You're seeking, but you're trying to fill that void, that zero, that circle. You're trying to fill it with something, but it's nothing. See, in the real world, the space between me and the tree, there's basically nothing. We call it air, but there's really nothing physical. But yet, again, if you see it through spiritual eyes, it's God's Word, it's God's breath. Once you get that, there's no coming back. Once you get that, there is, okay, here, give me an example. When we talk about spiritual things in the spiritual community, they have stones, rocks, and that's all God's energy. I agree. But see, a stone can absorb energy. It can transfer energy. It can't give you energy. It can't give you breath. It can't give you life. It's a stone. It is God's creation. But it has a purpose. Everything that's in between me and that tree is uncreated. You know, we literally walk within a heaven that God created. We don't see it that way. But once you realize you come back to God and you fully get it, you fully understand it, you're enveloped with it. It makes you feel complete. You see, all these other spiritual New Age things leave you empty. And all that it leaves you with is practices and repetitions. Repetitions. Oh, do this mantra. Oh, do this ritual. And people want to sell it to you. Oh, here's this untapped knowledge. Oh, here it is. But see, everything's within you if you just listen. One of the most powerful phrases I've heard ever was know thyself. Why don't you get to know yourself and understand yourself? Then maybe, instead of filling that circle with nothing that will never fill, then you become complete.